This is CNN Breaking News.
Good evening, I'm Jim Acosta, and we begin tonight with breaking news from Guam, where a hypersonic missile attack has killed hundreds of U.S. military personnel. According to reports, the attack occurred early this morning, resulting in a devastating loss of life. The White House has declared a state of emergency and mobilized all available resources to respond to the crisis. The Department of Defense has confirmed that the Chinese military fired the missiles and is currently investigating the matter. This is a shocking and brazen act of aggression against the United States, and we are still learning more about the extent of the damage and the number of casualties. Our hearts go out to the families of the fallen heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. The U.S. government is taking this incident very seriously, and President Biden has vowed to hold those responsible accountable. The president has just gone to the House of Representatives to speak about the incident, and it is being reported that he may be seeking a formal declaration of war against China. It is important to note that this information has not been officially confirmed by the White House or any government agency, and we are working to verify these reports. At the same time, the situation is still developing, and it's unclear what the full consequences of this attack will be. It's possible that tensions between the United States and China will escalate, which could have far-reaching implications for the global community. And now, for more on the latest developments, let's go to our White House correspondent, Caitlin Collins, who is standing by. Caitlin, what is the latest from the White House?
Certainly, I'm Caitlin Collins, and I'm reporting live from the White House, where the situation is tense as officials work to respond to the hypersonic missile attack on Guam. President Biden has just returned from the House of Representatives, where he reportedly spoke about the possibility of seeking a formal declaration of war against China. While this has not been officially confirmed by the White House, it's clear that the president and his administration are taking this attack very seriously. In a statement, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, "The United States condemns in the strongest possible terms the Chinese military's unprovoked and aggressive attack on our military personnel in Guam. We are fully committed to protecting our national security and will take all necessary measures to defend our country and hold those responsible accountable." Meanwhile, the Department of Defense has launched a full investigation into the attack, with Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin stating, "We will not rest until we have determined who is responsible for this heinous act and brought them to justice." The situation in Guam remains unclear, and it's likely that the U.S. military will be on high alert as officials work to ensure the safety and security of all personnel. In addition, there are concerns that this attack could lead to a broader escalation of tensions between the United States and China, which would have far-reaching implications for global security and stability. We will continue to closely monitor this situation and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Reporting live from the White House, I'm Caitlin Collins.
Thank you, Caitlin. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of the hypersonic missile attack on Guam, new footage of the incident has emerged, shedding more light on the devastating impact of the Chinese military's actions. In this newly released video, we see the moment the missile strikes the military base, followed by a massive explosion that sends debris and smoke flying into the air. It's a horrifying scene and a stark reminder of the dangers faced by our military personnel on a daily basis. The footage is being widely shared on social media, with many expressing shock and outrage at the attack. Some are calling for swift and decisive action against China, while others are concerned about the potential escalation of tensions between the two nations. But as we process the emotions of this horrific event, it's important to step back and take a closer look at the larger geopolitical context at play. The United States and China have been engaged in a complex and often tense relationship for decades, with economic, military, and political interests at stake. In recent years, that relationship has only become more complicated as both countries have sought to assert their influence and protect their interests in the Asia-Pacific region. China's growing military and economic power has led to concerns among U.S. officials about Beijing's intentions and the potential for conflict. Now, with this attack on Guam, those fears have been realized in a dramatic and devastating way. The loss of life and the damage to U.S. military infrastructure is significant, and it's clear that the Chinese military's actions will have serious consequences. But what those consequences will be remains unclear. As Caitlin reported earlier, there are reports that President Biden may be considering a formal declaration of war against China. If that happens, it would mark a significant escalation in the conflict and could have far-reaching implications for the global community. At the same time, there are concerns about the impact of such a conflict on the people of Guam, who have already suffered greatly from the attack. It's important that we remember the human toll of these events and work to ensure that the innocent are not caught in the crossfire of geopolitical tensions. As the situation continues to unfold, we will continue to bring you the latest developments and insights. For now, our thoughts are with the families of the fallen heroes, and we honor their service and sacrifice. Reporting live from CNN, I'm Anderson Cooper.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We're getting some breaking news coming into the situation right now from about...
I come to you today with a heavy heart to declare a state of emergency after an act of war against our great nation. Earlier today, a hypersonic missile struck our military personnel stationed at Guam, killing hundreds of our brave soldiers. This was a direct attack on the United States, and we will not stand idly by while our people are targeted. We have reason to believe that this attack was carried out by a foreign power, and we will not hesitate to respond with the full force of our military. Our men and women in uniform have already begun ramping up their readiness for a full-scale war, and we will spare no expense in ensuring that they have the resources they need to defend our nation. I want to be clear. We are facing a grave threat, but we are also a nation of strength and resilience. We will not be cowed by our enemies, and we will not back down from this fight. Our military has been given orders to respond to any further acts of aggression with overwhelming force, and we will do everything in our power to protect our citizens and our interests. To the families of the fallen, I offer my deepest condolences. Their sacrifice will not be forgotten, and we will honor their memory by ensuring that justice is served. To our military personnel, I want to say this: your country stands behind you, and we are grateful for your service. You are the backbone of our nation, and we will do everything in our power to support you. Together, we will emerge from this crisis stronger than ever before. This is a difficult time for our nation, but we are resilient. We will stand together and emerge from this tragedy stronger and more united than ever before. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America.